So we now have the same thing that we just built repeated 9 times, but as good as that looks already, there is a slight flaw with the input method, which is when the T flip-flop, assuming it's currently set, and I'm only going to show that with 2, because you get it after that. When we now set, say, this one, then it'll set across. Now the T flip-flop turns off, because it's the other player's turn, and you see it has set the flip-flop already, and will still set across, which we don't want, of course. So we need to prevent the signal from the T flip-flop going into there, except when the button is pressed. And a great way to do that is repeater locks. So if you don't remember the episode about repeaters, I don't expect you to, but if you don't remember, then repeaters can let a signal through, but if they are locked, they won't. And also, they will keep a signal if they are locked in the on state. So what we need to do is we have to have it powered on default, and when this button is pressed, that will set the display. Then it'll turn off for a brief moment, let the signal pass through, and turn on again. And yeah, when it's turned on, then it'll let the signal go through, and then it doesn't really matter what happens after that, if it stays on or not. So we're gonna do that, and let's see, how do we do this? So if this here is reset, you see we have a torch right here that would power a repeater. But the thing is, if we set that, it'll turn off, and then we can set and unset how we want here. So that doesn't work. So what we need to do is put some more blocks here and power this block with a repeater. It could also be with a dust, I suppose. Yeah, why not? Let's put a dust there. And well, then we need to power this strongly. So let's just keep it simple. And have that go around here. And here, on top of that, we can put a torch. And have our repeater lock right here. And of course, lock that off. So we're gonna repeat that with every one of those, and then I'll come back. So I've done that right now. Quick recap. We have our reset line here. We have the line that goes directly to the corresponding button panel, or button from the button panel, and this is where the T flip-flop goes. And the same thing for all of these, and these down here, and these down there. If you have trouble remembering, then make sure to put signs there to be able to tell what it is for in the end. So let's start with the button panel. So I guess here is a good place. And I don't make this pretty, I just do it like this. Now we need to get power from each of these. So what we can do is take an output from down there with a repeater. Then we can't take an output from there with a repeater, so we can, however, place a torch there and there as well, and we can get our output from the middle torches from here. And always make sure to keep these signals separate, don't use redstone dust. And we can also grab our output from here. And well, then what happens, we can, since this block is powered when we power the button here, we can, let's see. So what we can't do is put redstone dust here, because those won't be separate anymore. What we can do, however, is taking a output from the side here, an output from down there in the middle, that works, as you see now, and an output from the side here. And also we need to bring those into blocks, and let's see, let's make some lines that go away from here, just to make it more obvious what we have to do. Now, because this is on default, we want to invert that again, and we can pretty much do the same thing with like down there. Just do that and take outputs from there. And let's test that. So down at the bottom we can power that, we can power that in the middle, nothing else turns on, and this one as well. This one works, this one works, this one works, and at the top we just do the same thing again, because this is on again, torches like this, and redstone here. So now we need to wire those to the corresponding things here, or here, where the sign is pretty much, yeah. But also we need to wire that into a T flip-flop. So how do we do that? Well, we are just going to bring them over a bit. So I have extended all of them downwards in this direction, and make sure that you use enough repeaters so that no signal runs out. And you see, I have done that a bit cascading. How you know, it's like this is 2 blocks shorter than this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one, and so on. And the reason for that is that we're gonna bring them all into a giant OR gate, which is gonna be here. And this OR gate will be connected to a T flip-flop, and that will change state whenever any input has been pressed. So how do we do that? Well, we just place a repeater in front of it, and then we can take the signal out at the back, and we will have a redstone line running across here, but again, block it off, and other repeaters won't have an effect on that same line. So then we'll do the same thing here, and I'm probably gonna make another cut, because this is again very, very repetitive. Although I'm gonna show you how this works right here. So you just bring it up, and let's see. Okay, so that does not work, but we can do that. And now we bring that one up as well, and while that one, or not while, but let's see. So we can do that and bring that to here. And also we can make that one go up directly after that. And then we're gonna bring that in here as well. And well, what's down here, we can just raise that upwards a bit beforehand and make that also go into there. So that should work as it is now. Yeah, and yeah, shortcut. So now that all of that is in place, just check if the signal runs dry, and it does. So we're just gonna put another repeater there and build our T flip-flop at the end. So we're just gonna build the only one we know. It goes like this. And then we can have a piston right there. And we can grab an output from here. Now what we need to do is we need to wire this one because it's on the top left. If you look at it this way, the first one needs to go to this, the second one to this, and so on and so forth. So we're just going to wire that into the torch input of that cell. Is there a systematic way to do it? I don't think so. Well, anyway. So this will get a bit messy. And let's go up a bit because we need to wire it down here as well. Yeah, as I said, this is going to be a bit messy. So this needs to go into here. Again, if you fear the signal could run out, then put a repeater there. And do that with all of the others as well. And also wire that up to all of the T flip-flop inputs. So after wiring this up, this has gotten really messy. And now what's only left to do, since we have the T flip-flop and these input lines here connected already, we need to add a reset line. But let's assume that this repeater is stuck in this position. When we reset it, it will still be stuck in that position. So what we need to do is we need to turn off the flip-flop, right? Then we need to pulse all of these, give a pulse to them, and then activate the reset lines. So, yeah, it's probably easiest to hook up the reset lines first. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I'll meet you back. So now I have put in place all of the reset lines. They are all connected to this guy right there. That should reset all of them. It does. And now we need to reset the flip-flop when it is like this. And we don't need to reset it when it is like this. And we could say, well, if this line is on and the button is pressed, then it'll pulse this line. That would work, but really it's unnecessary. We can just push the block back regardless of where it is. So this will be the line that needs to be activated first. And that doesn't interfere with anything, it seems. No, it does not. Very good. That has to be activated last. And now we just need to activate all of them as the second thing that needs to happen. And this is, if you don't know how, then it's quite tricky to do that, but really it's just very simple. Just place blocks all along here with torches on every other block. And you see that'll power all of them. And then just run redstone across. And also, of course, you need to that should work. Yeah. On this side it would connect to this dust. So now we have to run power into that block. And just because I can, I put a half slab here because it may do some weird things with quasi connectivity here. So in order to avoid that, I just put there a half slab. And yeah, that'll be our line that activates second. And well, now we just need to add some delay on this line here. Let's go a bit overkill and see if we can reduce that later. That should suffice. And just a bit of delay on this line right there. And no delay right there. And also, yeah, we need to place a repeater there. So this is now done. A thing that I found out while testing is that this particular display would always show a cross, which is obviously not what we want. And it turns out that what happened is, you see the repeater is not locked on. So what happened is, let's reset that. What happened is, if this line is on that comes from the T flip-flop, then it would activate this before it would remove the power here, which will give it just a brief moment to turn on here. And the fix for that is, well, pretty much just add a delay on this line. So turns out that 2 ticks are enough already. So let's just test that. So this should give a cross, and this should give a circle right now. Okay, so to demonstrate all of this, I'm gonna grab someone. I don't know who yet, but yeah, I'm gonna grab someone and then I'll play a round or two. Okay everyone, I'm here with Paco and we're gonna play a round or two, and yeah, so do you want to start?
Okay, I will try my best not to lose terribly.
Like last time?
I didn't exactly lose.
Well, okay, yeah, you placed your
Oh
mark a
god,
bit
yeah.
stupidly. And this is gonna be a draw, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a draw, and let's play another round.
And this time you can go ahead and start off.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay, let's
This time
go with this one.
a bit different tactic.
And now this one, and now I got you, I guess.
Oh. Okay, with a worse tactic apparently.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if your opponent sets into a corner, then you pretty much have to set in the middle. Because else you're gonna lose. Well, anyway, so thank you very much for watching. This has been Dro and
Paco?
Paco. Check out his channel because it's really cool, and I'll see you next time. Bye.